in a world of time and space. He lives in a spectrum of the universe. When he ventures beyond this limit, he is in the unknown, a realm where strange forces are brought into play. When man attempts to misuse these forces, he is sometimes destroyed. This is Macabre.
The Far East Network presents, in special performance, Macabre. Tonight's story, Weekend.
I can hardly stand to think about it. Such a horrible nightmare. Keep telling myself, maybe it'll help to talk, to try to remember, to put the pieces back together again. But the horror and the terror will never go away. The dead cannot come back. It all began, I believe, about 2 weeks ago, the night of the medical students' graduation party held at the home of my fiancée, Gloria Dubonnet. Ray Stapleton, John Tyler, Gloria, and I were the honor guests. Also, our instructor, the well-known experimental scientist, Dr. Peter Tortano. Tortano and I didn't exactly get along. He suspected I knew too much about the Gaylord case, which connected him with experiments on a hidden island. Also, his unusual interest in Gloria was apparent to me, if to no one else, and formed a further basis for a strong mutual dislike. Tortano didn't think that I qualified as a medical student, but he had to admit I'd passed the exam, so here I was. The party was in full swing when I arrived. Everyone was glad to see me, except Tortano.
Hi, Chef. What held you up? No party at all without the three of us together, eh, John?
Gosh, no. Hi, Dick boy. We thought you weren't coming. Got to have the old team together before the fun starts.
Righto. Look, you chaps, come closer. I have a bit of news to tell you.
Say, Ray, you sure got the biggest ears in the lot. If there's any news flying around, you're the first to hear it. Shoot.
What is it, Ray?
It's like this. Tortano's about to spring a surprise on us. Killing. You know how tight-fisted the old goat is. Well, he wants to do something for his prize grabs. Nothing extravagant. Just a weekend at his place, or something like that.
What place?
I don't know exactly. Couldn't be his small room at the university, so it must be his other deal.
The one on the island?
Yes, I suppose you're right.
The island? Gosh, do you really think he'll take us out there? I don't know of anyone who's ever seen it.
Now, don't let on. I told you about it.
Wow, Tortano's Island Retreat. They say no one else has ever been on the island, and that he spends his weekends out there all alone.
Doing what, I wonder?
Oh, I don't know. If he's working on something, why go way out there? Why not at the university?
Fellas, there's something about that island you should know.
Oh, steady, Dick. Here comes that lovely thing you're engaged to.
Oh, hi, Gloria.
Hi. What took you so long, Dick? I was afraid you weren't coming.
You knew I would, Gloria.
Don't talk. Just dance with me. It's nice to be in your arms again, sir.
Yeah. Where's your mother?
In the kitchen, fixing refreshments. Dr. Tortano's helping.
Oh.
Hey, Dick, aren't you drinking?
Huh? Oh, sure. What you got, John?
You name it.
Scotch and soda?
Boy, are you expensive. Okay, coming up.
Gloria.
Yes?
Gloria,
What is it, darling?
I don't know how to say it. I still have my internship, and there won't be much money.
Don't talk. Just dance. We'll be married as soon as you like. Oh, darling.
I love you so much.
I say, break it up, you two. You'd think you were the only ones at this party. If you don't mind, I'm cutting in.
Ray.
Take your hands off this charming wench, Richard. She's mine for a spell. And thanks for the loan, old fellow.
All right, Ray. But only for one dance. The lady is reserved.
Boy, does he expect service. Not only fix his drink, but gotta bring it to him.
Thanks, John.
And just in time. Here comes Tortano out of the kitchen. I think he's ready to talk.
Yeah, it looks as if he's had a few, too.
My friends, may I have it quiet for a few moments? I'd like to make an announcement.
I'll give you a proper introduction, Doctor. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I give you a man whose reputation as a doctor of medicine and experimental scientist has astounded the medical profession. Our faithful instructor these past 4 years, the man of the hour, Dr. Peter.
Thank you, my friends. It has been a most difficult year for all of us. We have worked hard and accomplished much. Now I think it is time to propose a little holiday. So, I am inviting you as my house guests for the weekend. There is plenty of room, 10 bedrooms, 10 baths, 3 stories, plenty of space for everyone.
Wait a minute. Where is this place?
What's the matter, Crane? What are you suspicious of?
Where is your place, Doctor?
30 miles from here. There's a swimming pool, a tennis court, golf course.
Where is it?
Oh, Dick, please don't be rude.
Quite all right, my dear. He has a right to know, and it's on an island 20 miles off the coast.
An island?
Ideal for relaxation. I assure you every detail for your comfort has been attended to.
I'll bet it has.
Well, you can count me out. After 4 years of hell with you, you'll never make up for it in one weekend.
Please, Dick.
Goodbye.
I'm so sorry, Dr. Tortano. Dick's been studying too hard. He didn't mean what he said.
Of course not. He'll change his mind. The boat leaves at 4 tomorrow afternoon. I know he won't want to miss our last party together.
I knew Tortano better than the others. This was no idle plan. Tortano never wasted time in relaxation. He often said, you have to make every minute count if you want to achieve success. I finally went to my room and to sleep. What's the time?
Noon, Friday. You'd better get moving.
Oh.
Don't forget the tennis rackets.
I told you I'm not...
Nonsense, old chap. We've all decided it'll be loads of fun. Just what the doctor ordered. Yes. Well, Gloria...
Gloria?
Yes, she's going along. She's right here.
Put her on.
Yes, sure. Cheerio, old man.
Hi, darling. Pack. We're going to have a glorious weekend.
Gloria, you listen to me.
Oh, Dick, we need some fun together. Now, if you're going to be an old killjoy, I'll just hate you.
Gloria, Tortano is no generous soul. If he invited us out there, he's got a damn good reason.
Oh, please say yes, darling. Ray and John want to go, and if we accept, that will make 5, and Dr. Tortano's manservant want us make 6. What can possibly happen with 6 of us there?
But I can see your mind's made up.
Oh, then you'll go. Oh, Dick, that's great.
I didn't say I'd
Oh,
go.
now, don't be stuffy.
Well, all right. If your heart's set on it.
Oh, you won't be sorry. Bye, darling. See you dockside.
Yeah. See you dockside. Tortano stood in the bow of the boat like some self-satisfied Pied Piper. Rain clouds were gathering for a squall as the motor launch streamed through billowing waves toward an island looming on the horizon. It was growing dark. A faint light flickered among giant trees, taking form in the distance. We landed about 6. It was pitch black, but I could tell by the flashlights that we were surrounded by massive oak trees laden with Spanish moss. We followed Tortano down a gravel path toward a large brick structure taking shape in the gloom. The storm broke as we reached the veranda. Tortano led us into a stately parlor where Wantus, the West Indian manservant, began to stack our luggage neatly in a corner. Wantus was a short, weather-beaten little man who never removed the black Quaker hat from his head. He kept glancing back, as if he suspected something were creeping up behind him.
Well, here we are, all safe and sound. Bedrooms are on the 2nd floor. I suggest you freshen up and meet in the banquet hall promptly at 8 for supper.
Even though we had just arrived, a feeling of uneasiness began to reach the others. There were 10 bedrooms, divided evenly by a hall running the length of the building. I selected one across the hall from Gloria. I just shut the door when someone knocked.
Dick, may I come in?
Oh, yes, Ray.
Here's your grip, old man. Wantus brought them all upstairs. Mind if I join you?
No, I don't.
Yeah. Palace fit for a king. Looks like one of those plantations you see in the flicks. Bet this cost the old boy a pretty penny. You know, I've been wondering, Dick, where Tortano got the money to buy this place.
I believe he inherited something from his father.
Since he didn't make it himself.
Might have. He's a capable man, Ray.
He's a doctor, an experimental scientist. Enough money in that, I suppose.
But ever since the Gaylord case...
They never proved anything. Tortano didn't do that.
Well, there was no reason for her to die. Even I could have saved it.
Dick, don't hold something that may not be true against anyone.
I'm not. It's just a suspicion.
Tortano knows you suspect him.
I don't give a damn what he...
Very well. So you dislike each other.
Forget it. Let's get ready for supper, Ray. Meet you downstairs.
Right, Hal. If it's any consolation, I'm with you on one thing, though.
What's that?
This weekend out here...
Yeah?
Can't put my finger on it. But I don't think it was planned for fun.
My friends, I'd like to make a little speech. Excuse me. I am not much with words, just a grumpy little man of medicine. But I always mean well. Now, it's been a long and tedious course these past 4 years. It isn't easy to become a doctor, and the hard part is yet to come for the graduates, that of internship, where you learn to weigh the actual values, where one slip of the scalpel can mean death or a hideous malfunction of the body or the mind. I welcome you to my island estate. You deserve a rest. So make merry and cast the cares of the world aside. Now to bed, children, to bed. Tomorrow will be a day of tennis, swimming, and fun-making. This will be a weekend you'll remember for the rest of your lives.
Hi. Aren't you sleepy?
No. Come in.
My bedroom is across the hall. Just wanted to say goodnight.
Please do.
Gloria. Darling, I love you so much. Let's be married right away.
Dick, you're so impetuous. But I accept.
Good. Are you comfortable here?
Oh, my, yes. Private bath and all.
So you have a telephone, too. All the bedrooms must have them. Well, better leave and let you get some rest. I'll lock your door when I leave.
All right. Thanks for dropping in.
Good night, Gloria.
Dick,
Yes?
lock your door, too.
Oh, come now. This is a weekend of fun and relaxation, remember?
Don't laugh at me, Dick. I'm really just playing it safe.
Oh, sure. Good night, darling.
Good night, Dick. And please, lock it.
I don't know how long I'd been asleep. It must have been several hours. Something had brushed against my bedroom door. The sound made me sit straight up in bed. Then I heard something else. I thought someone was in trouble. Who's out there? Whatever it was, it stopped outside my bedroom door. I turned on the lamp, jumped out of bed, and bolted toward the door. The hall was empty. No sign of anything or anyone. Was it possible I imagined this? When I turned to close my door, I saw it. A dark form bobbing in a doorway at the end of the hall.
I say, Dick, is that you?
It was Ray Stapleton.
Strange sound I just heard. My word, Dick, did you hear it, too?
Hey, you guys. What's going on around here? Who was strangled? Wow, what a gagging cough.
What's the matter? Is anything wrong?
Gentlemen, what's the commotion about? You're disturbing the entire household.
Now, hold on, Doctor. We were just trying to find out who was doing all that coughing here in the hall a moment ago.
Coughing? Nonsense. Must be your imaginations. You're all here, and you look mighty well to me.
Wait a minute. Where's Wantus? He's missing. He could be the one.
Wantus is standing directly behind you, John.
Is there trouble, Master?
No, Wantus. Nothing at all. Now go back to your bedroom and remain there the rest of the night. Do you understand?
Back to bedroom?
Yes. Immediately.
Aye, Master. Wantus not come out again. Good night, Master.
But, Dr. Tortano, the coughing.
Strictly imagination, I tell you.
But I heard it, Doctor, and so did the others.
There's no one else in this island. So just who do you think it might be?
Yes. I see what you mean.
Imagination is a powerful thing. So much so that under certain conditions, strong stimuli can compel you to think you have actually experienced something that didn't happen at all. Remember, this is the 20th century. We're not in the Dark Ages. No skeletons in the closet or secret wall panels. Return to your rooms, please. Good night, children.
I didn't sleep the rest of that night. I'm certain the others didn't either. They were losing their enthusiasm for the weekend. The next morning, after breakfast, I went for a walk on the beach with Gloria. It wasn't long before Ray and John caught up with us.
Dick. I want to talk to you.
Hi, fellas. You sleep well?
Don't rub it in, Dick.
Gosh, no. We know you didn't want to come in the first place. That's what we want to talk about.
You'd like to give up and go home today. Is that what you mean?
Yes, and all you're making it devilishly difficult. Now, I think we might still salvage a sporting tournament here. After all, nothing's really happened. But there's been dissension at this party ever since it started. And now there's a feeling of unpleasantness.
We can't leave the island.
Hey, what do you mean?
Wantus took the boat back to the mainland this morning for emergency repairs. And he won't be back until tomorrow.
He did.
Wantus has the only boat. There's no other way back to shore.
So we just have to make the best of it.
Dick, I'm with you. I don't think I like old Tortano.
Fine kettle of fish. The island's the kettle, and we're the fish.
And Tortano's the fisherman.
Break it up. Let's go back to the house. I have a hunch. I think we'll soon know what this is all about. Tortano spent the day rechecking his notes and shaking his head. I didn't think him capable of feeling alarmed, but his composure was rapidly leaving him. We swam a little, played some tennis. By evening, a cloudburst made a valiant attempt to wash the little island out to sea. After supper, a worried Tortano summoned us to the library. As we gathered, he stood up with an air of uncertainty and started to speak.
I wish I could charm you with a graceful speech and make you laugh when I grow tired of talking. I haven't been altogether honest with any of you. I brought you here on the pretext of having a wonderful weekend. That was only partly true.
All right, Doctor, tell us the truth.
You'd better listen to me. There may not be much more time. Last night at supper, I gave you all a powerful stimulant. I tried to magnify your powers of imagination to the point where fantasy could be made reality by varying the dosages given each of you. The one coming closest to fulfilling the experiment would give me the correct formula balanced. An overdose affects the respiratory system in such a way that the victim has periods of convulsive coughing of which he is completely unaware. 24 hours after the onset of coughing, the victim goes mad. And if my notes are correct, God forgive me, I didn't mean to go this far.
Yes, Doctor.
If my notes are correct, the victim may become physically anything he might imagine. The coughing started last night. I can't decide at the moment who may have gotten the overdose. I am also suspect, as I too took the drug. There are no guns on the island, no telephone or radio transmitter, and no way to get back to the mainland tonight. So we'll have to remain here. Go singly to your rooms. Bolt yourselves in. Don't open the doors for anyone. Your lives will depend on it. I'm afraid, my children, that before morning, we may have a madman among us.
We locked ourselves in our bedrooms and waited. The others agreed with me. Tortano was insane to invent such a fantastic story. He was the one we should be protected from. We were completely at his mercy. Our only chance was to humor him until Wantus returned with the boat and escaped to the mainland. I must have fallen asleep. The storm had subsided to a whisper. Something had awakened me. What it was, I don't know. I lay there in the dark, scarcely breathing, waiting. There was no sound of any kind. Could I have imagined it? Maybe I should get up and look. Perhaps something was waiting for me to go back to sleep before attacking. But what? Nothing could have come into my room. And yet, somehow, I felt the presence of something out in the hall. There was just some sound, some clue as to what it might be. All I could do was lie here and wait for an unknown thing to happen at any moment. I waited and listened. I knew it was out there. Then, there it was. My God, just trying to scratch open my bedroom door. I reached for a bronze poker on the night table, got out of bed, and tiptoed to the door. It was on the other side. I could hear breathing. Don't open the door, I told myself. It's just outside waiting for me to do that. Even with a poker, I might be no match. Then it occurred to me that it wouldn't be waiting unless it knew a way into my bedroom. Of course, it was coming in to get me. What about Gloria across the hall? Had it already been there? I decided to act.
You, out there. I'm opening this door. If you're still there, I'll kill you. What's that?
All lights are out. Pitch black. Something padded off on 4 feet. God, it smells like a cat. It's so dark I can't see my hand before my face. I've got to get across the hall to Gloria. Judging by the way it bounded off, it must be at least 15 feet away. If only had a flashlight. Can't see a thing. Easy does it now. Keep the poker swinging in a circle. That should keep it from creeping up on me. But there's Gloria's door.
Gloria, open your door.
Is that you, Dick?
For God's sake, yes, hurry. Are you all right, darling?
I think so. What's the matter, Dick?
The thing is right across the hall.
The thing?
Yes, whatever it is, it's after us. I was afraid it might have tried to get you. Quick, your phone, where is it?
Right by the bed.
Oh.
What are you doing?
Call the others. The one who doesn't answer is out there. Some creature. Set more light, will you?
Oh, yes.
Really now. It's the middle of the night.
Ray, something's wrong. You okay?
Yes, I'm quite all right.
Good. Meet me in the library in 5 minutes. Ray's not the one. Try John next. Maybe.
Hello?
John, you all right?
Oh, hi, Dick. Sure, why?
Can't talk now. Meet me in the library in 5 minutes. Pretty well cinches it. Has to be Tortano. He's the only one left. If he doesn't answer, we'll know.
Hello, Tortano here.
Oh, no. And who can it be? They're all accounted for.
Who the devil is this?
Dick Crane, Doctor. Meet me in the library in 5 minutes.
Are you crazy? Stay in your room and keep the door locked.
There's something fishy, and I'm going to find out who's behind it. Now, you be there. If any harm comes to my friends, I'll kill you.
We're not safe to get in the library. And I don't believe a word of your wild story.
It's true. One of you tried to scratch open my door.
You imagined it, Dick. Here we all are, as chipper as ever.
Pretty obvious whatever was supposed to happen hasn't yet.
It happened to someone.
Impossible. We're all still sane. There's no one else on the island. This took place in your mind, Dick. Now let's all go back to our rooms and try to get through the night.
I'm wasting my time with you. All right, I'll stay with Gloria and protect her. But you'd better lock your doors because someone is going to try them.
Say, Dick is certainly overwrought. He couldn't have been right, though, since we're all so healthy.
Dangerous situation now standing here together. Let's return to our rooms.
Well, maybe nothing will happen.
It could start momentarily. I strongly advise separating immediately. Wait. Hold out your hands.
What?
I just remembered. It's been 24 hours. There is a certain symptom at this time. The victim's fingernails will have a bluish tinge. We can tell who it is. Quick, look at your hands. Hold them out. What do you see?
Here are mine, Doctor.
Normal.
Are mine okay?
Yes.
What about yours, Doctor?
Take a close look.
I'd say they're all right.
That means
Good Lord, it's Dick or Gloria.
they've gone to Gloria's room together.
We've not a moment to lose. Come quickly with me.
Dick, where are you?
In the bathroom, shaving. Be out in a minute.
Oh, hurry, dear. I don't like being left alone.
We're locked in together. No one can bother us now.
Oh, Dick, you sound so strange. Please come out of that bathroom. Dick?
Oh!
Dick? Is anything the matter? Dick! Oh, that cough. In this room. Oh, no. Not Dick. It can't be Dick. I won't believe it. It can't be.
Gloria, Dick, open this door, do you hear?
Who is it?
Look down now. I knocked this door immediately.
Oh, where is my key?
Gloria, what are you doing?
Nothing, Dick.
Open this door.
Get away from that door, Gloria.
My key. Where is my key?
Gloria, dear, you like depend upon it. Open the door now.
Oh, here it is. Just a moment, Dr. Tortano.
I'm warning you, don't go near the door.
Coming.
Hurry, unlock the door.
Don't do it, Gloria. Get away from that door.
Keep away from me, Dick.
Gloria. It was Gloria.
Don't look, Ray. I tried to stop her.
No. No, that couldn't be Gloria. Not our beautiful Gloria.
Whatever it is, it's in peace at last.
So is Tortano. Throat clawed out. As if by a lion.
You have just heard Macabre, a special Far East Network presentation. In our cast were John Buey, Shirley Ashe, Walt Sheldon, William Verdier, Milton Radmilovich, and Air Force Sergeant Bob Eddy. Technical supervision by Hiroshi Ono. This is Air Force Sergeant Al LePage speaking. Macabre was written and directed by William Verdier.
Macabre comes to you each week at this time through the worldwide facilities of the United States Armed Forces Radio and Television Service.
Welcome to the shadows. Old stories line the shelves of our dusty archives. Stories of dreams, mystery, horror. We would like to bring one of our early radio tales back to life during this half hour. Let's see. It says on this shelf, nightmares. They don't usually turn out the way we'd like, particularly after a late night supper of lobster salad. Here's how Lord Dunsany tells what could happen after such a meal. In a dream. I was climbing round the perilous outside walls of the palace. Far below me lay the craggy tops of the mountains, so far below me that in the tranquil twilight and clear air of those lands I could only barely see them. I was climbing on the sheer face of the wall itself, getting what foothold I could where the boulders joined. I was in my nightshirt and leather boots, their edges somehow held in those narrow cracks. My fingers and wrists were aching, but if I stopped climbing or looked down at the fearful mountain peaks there in the twilight, it would have been fatal. It was a dream, of course, a dream. But that's beside the point. We have fallen in dreams before, but it is known that if in one of those falls you ever actually hit the ground, you die. When I looked at those menacing mountain tops, I knew well that such a fall as the one I feared must have such an end. And so I went on, holding on, stepping where I could along the side of the wall. Every stone gleaming with the same white light, each chosen to match the other. But in every boulder, a different sensation. Oh, when your life depends on the edges of every stone you come to. But each rock has its different terror. It's no avail to overcome the terror of one, because the next is entirely different. Some too sharp, some too even with the wall. And those whose hold is best crumble the soonest. And then there were those things that followed behind me. So I couldn't stop. At last I came to a breach, made long ago by lightning or an earthquake or some war. I should have had to go down 1,000 feet to get round it. And they would reach me first, the apes, those things that had tigerish teeth and were born and bred on that wall. It was time to drop and be done with it. Or stop and await those creatures. Then it was that I remembered a pin thrown carelessly down out of an evening tie in that other world. And now lying there, if no evil chance had removed it, on a chest by my bed. The apes were very close and hurrying because they knew my fingers were slipping, and the cruel peaks of those infernal mountains seemed surer of me than even the apes. The pin, yes, the pin. I reached out with a desperate effort to where the pin lay on the chest. I reached and groped about for it. There, I found it. I clutched it. And just as the apes reached me, I ran it through my arm. Saved. Yes, it's always wise to keep something handy beside the bed if you eat late at night. Lord Dunsany wrote the story about lobster salad, and Eric Bauersfeld kept close to the text. All the music and special effect was composed and performed just recently by Ken Heller. Now, going farther back in time, here is another story by Lord Dunsany committed to tape, about a gentleman who wanted something magical out of life. But the price. Let's listen to The Witch of the Willows.
I wandered about the country, always alone, not caring really where I went. One day I came to the Willow Wood, a haunted sort of place, marsh floating all through it, ideal for a lonely and aimless man. I was tired of ordinary things and ordinary people, what they said and did, the everyday things, everything lacking in wonder, surprise, magic, mystery. And there was a mystery in the woods. The sun had begun to set, and the mystery was settling among the willows. Oddly enough, as I wandered deeper and deeper among the trees, the mystery didn't recede. Not a spell seemed lifted, but that ominous and immense threat of magic became overpowering. Suddenly, an old woman in a black cloak and a high black hat, carrying a black stick, she came towards me, and that mystery, that unaccountable thing that has been called magic, that was haunting the willows, moved with her as she came. She approached quickly, paying no attention to me until we were almost facing. Then a quick glance of her eyes, all magic and wonder in her ugliness, and I fumbled for something to say. Is there no way out of these marshes?
No, there is no way out.
I stood a while and gazed, fascinated by the mystery of her. She leaned her hands upon the stick and gazed at me, grey ringlets hanging down from under her hat. Oh, what has come over these marshes?
Sunset and witchcraft.
What does the witchcraft portend?
Who knows that? Not even the witches know that.
And why do they make witchcrafts? Enchanting a place like this till one can hardly tell if one is still on earth.
If there's a warning put on a place, it's for folks to heed the warning, not to go bothering those that have other things to do with the way and the why and the wherefore. A warning's a warning, and that's all there is to it.
Well, the sun has set, and I think I'll take that warning.
Do as you will.
Now, if I come back, should I ever see you here?
You might come for weeks and never find me. And then one day I'd be here.
Then I'll come again. I'll come again. I stayed at a little inn called Wold's End, a mile or so from the marshes. And that evening I returned barely in time for dinner.
Oh, but I do think it's
I couldn't put the mood of my strange adventure out of mind. And in contrast, the company, the whole interior of Wold's End was a dreary replica of life in general. Wholesome food, kindly people, the expected, the safe,
You haven't forgotten our cribbage this evening, Mr. Jorkin?
No, Colonel Havison, but I'm a little tired, I'm afraid.
Oh, Mrs. Norris says you have been exploring the Willow Wood this evening.
Yes.
Take care of the marshes there. They're dangerous, you know, dangerous, but a good place for grouse. In season, of course.
Later, I stood at my window and looked down toward the woods. The moon lit the hillside, and below it I could see the trees. Black, darker than the night. The mystery is still there. But when I walked down next morning, it was gone. It was gone when I went back at sunset. Day after day I went, and still she did not come. I haunted the place till all the water hens knew me and the rooks. Then, one afternoon, 2 weeks later, no sooner had I entered the solitude of the willows than the transformation began. The shadows between the trees became heavy with portents or omens. The stillness full of whispers. The mystery gathered about me. And in the midst of it, she walked with her black stick, the mystery coming with her. She nodded as she approached with what may have been a smile at the end of her lips. Willow Witch, as you see, I have come back. You told me there was no way out of the marshes.
Nor is there. You come back and back to them.
That's true. They have a hold upon me already, and it's not the marshes or the willows. When you're not here, they are nothing more than the time of day can make of any place. It's for the magic in you that I return.
The magic in me. And your weariness of the things of every day, pushed and pulled, back and back.
Where do you live?
Out of sight, out of hearing of the folks of every day.
Where?
Merlin's Wood. Merlin's Wood, by this path.
Wait, can I come with you?
If you can follow.
I can if you wait. The light is too dim to see the path.
You have to keep up.
But you disappear. When I try to look, you're gone. Wait.
Plunge, Mr. Jorkins. Plunge, or you'll never make it.
Wait. 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 But she was gone.
But that wasn't the first time we had trouble with the natives in that area. No. Sometime earlier that year. Here, I wanted you to try some of this port. Yes, the natives, during the cholera epidemic.
That was unendurable.
During my, what?
I said it was it curable?
Oh, well, with the right treatment. Yes, it was during the cholera epidemic. It was some time.
Then I did something absurd, but I couldn't help it. The decanter of port, Colonel Havison's prize port, was sitting on the end table beside me. I'd been fingering the cut glass neck. The fireplace, several yards across the room, the large stone fireplace. Suddenly, quite unaccountably, I picked up the decanter and flung it against the stone.
Oh, I say, Jorkins. Jorkins.
I plunged out of the house, down the road to the woods, through the marshes. The mystery was everywhere, thicker than the trees, almost suffocating. And I headed as if guided through the woods. A wood remembered from one's earliest years. This strange, almost terrible feeling seemed to come from straight ahead. It was the path itself, straight ahead, until it seemed to veer very slightly to the left. And from this I gathered that I should find the home of the witch. And sure enough, there it was, a cottage in the midst of strangeness and mystery. The cottage was small and roofed with a dark thatch, windows made of round panes, the size and thickness of the ends of bottles. I heard my knock on the door before, or so it seemed. I quite reached it, and instantly it opened, and there she stood, in her cloak. Magic seemed to pour out around her.
Well?
I have come.
Yes. And do you come in? Do you enter a witch's cottage?
Yes.
Well, the door is open, Mr. Jorkins.
I entered. And a swell of dark, terrible power seemed to leap at me. Then shortly the magic subsided. It withdrew to the corners and walls of the little room. A fireplace emerged, a glowing, blood-red flame within it. A large black cat lying before it, and the witch bent over, sweeping something. The decanter. Colonel Haverson's decanter.
There's been an accident, but maybe it will be mended by and by.
The room was difficult to see clearly. A few things stood out. A stove, a table, several chairs, all strangely carved and inset.
Will you have some tea?
Yes.
Cowslip, briar rose, or daffodil?
Cowslip. It was a strange brewing. She boiled water in a great kettle over the fire, then threw handfuls of withered dry cowslip blooms into her teapot and added a sprinkling of herbs. She filled with it 2 earthenware cups, glazed green on the outside, and instead of milk, she poured honey. All the while, her cat watched us from the fireplace. We sat watching the fire, drinking the strange tea. As the shapes of the coals changed, she peered more and more intently. It seemed as though events were passing before us through the deeps of the fire.
Trouble coming to the world.
What trouble?
All going the wrong way. Losing hold.
Where do we want to go? Where should we?
That's the affair of witches.
Do you know?
He knows. The old cat. The dark one. He doesn't run to town. He doesn't plan or worry. He knows what is coming, dark one. Winter, spring. Nothing can hasten it. Nothing stop it,
Do you care about the world?
Witches, we are abandoned and sought. Abandoned and sought. Withdraw and whisper. Withdraw and whisper.
What do you whisper? What do you say?
Oh, we provide.
What?
What you've come for.
What?
Not to know about the world.
Is that what you provide?
That's what you seek, Mr. Jorkins. You do not find the things of every day in my cottage. Yet you come back and back.
Mystery, magic.
The ends of your world, Mr. Jorkins. Beyond.
Will I find it here? Will you help me?
Help you?
Show me. Will you?
Are you afraid, Mr. Jorkins?
Is it dangerous?
Surrounding the house, deadly power. It could crush you to the size of a pebble. Look, Mr. Jorkins. A handful of pebbles. You.
Why is it dangerous?
Why and wherefore? How and where to? Stakes and witches' gallows.
Is there a test?
A wall, a blade, a fire, the things of every day, Mr. Jorkins. I'm not here to help you.
What danger, then? What am I to do?
Look into the fire.
Fire? It isn't a fire.
Listen.
Oh, it isn't a wind.
Pet my dark one. Pet my dark one.
No.
Jorkins. See me, Mr. Jorkins. Could you ever love an old woman like me? Could you ever love an old woman like me, Mr. Jorkins?
That is the test.
Could you ever love an old woman like me?
An enchanted witch. I can break the spell by saying yes. Then all will be well. You'll emerge far lovelier than any creature.
Or a spider, or a goat, or a death thing twice as ugly. The look in your eyes, Mr. Jorkins. Seeking magic and mystery on your own terms. Tests and prices, sleight of hand. Think no claim is to be made upon you. There, look. There's the abyss. There the flame. Here the the ugly. Could you ever love an old woman like me?
No, stay away from me! You're hideous! Hideous! Then, at the very words, there came a look in her eyes like flaming stars in the night. The cat appeared to increase in size to an enormous horror. The room became darker. There was nothing I could say to explain my refusal, except that all the magic and mystery that had first intrigued me was now horrifying and deadly. It was a wave that seemed to threaten all, a wave that began to fade away without breaking. I had rushed out of the cottage, but had not gone many yards from the angry witch when her house and the whole forest became, section by section, disenchanted. When I last saw her, she was standing there in her open door looking after me. Something of mystery still surrounding her. I couldn't distinguish whether her look was of rage or of sorrow. And as she and her cottage passed out of sight, I saw the last of magic that I shall ever see. Soon again I was back at Wall's End. Yes, the last of it. I searched again and again, but I never found the cottage. The witch never came back again to the Willow Wood. I finger Colonel Haverson's decanter of fine port. Not the least scar on it. For years after that, whenever twilight or sunset gave a queer look to a field or a distant hill, whenever anything strange seemed haunting birches or willows, I would set out at once, however far the walk, and in any weather or hour, to see if the magic that I have known had ever come back. No, it never came back. It never came back.
But would Mr. Jorkins have been happy ever after in the woods with the Witch of the Willows? Lord Dunsany doesn't speculate farther than the story goes. You heard Bernard Mays as Mr. Jorkins and Pat Franklin as the Witch. The story was adapted and produced a long time ago by Eric Bowersfeld, with technical production by John Whiting. Special production for this series was by Jim McKee. Well, that's all for now. Come and visit our archives again for another tale from the shadows. Real soon.